I like that. It's good to say.
Yeah. What's up, everybody? Y'all see my boy K-Ray,
Already.
best friend since second grade.
Mm-hmm.
Now we coming back with this part two. If you caught the part one little introduction, because we talking about the hood versus the community. Now, if you grew up in the hood like me and my boy, then this video really gonna make sense to you. But even if you came from the what we can call the suburbs or a community. So what we now want to do is break down the difference between hood and community. Now when you go back to the Latin, this word community, it means share something, a group of people living together in a place for a long time. So in the hood, we see a few people living together, but not on one accord. So as K-Ray and I grew up in the hood, K-Ray, what did we see growing up on your side? Because we were together pretty much every day. But Jay, I'm going to let my boy explain to y'all what he saw growing up, walking down the streets.
What we seen, as soon as you walk out the door, you see the ladies, you know, they want to do a little something strange for some little change.
It is.
And, you know, mostly, man, you see, you know, you walk through these parks, you walk through, you know, dope bags, got a little bit of crack still in it, cocaine.
Dang.
Walking over needles, heroin needles, you know, so hey, shooting, drive by, shooting dice, hanging out on the corner fighting. Man.
Now let me ask you another question, K-Ray. Would you see this in the community? Let's use Highland Park for an example. We right here borderline, so we in the hood, Highland Park right there. You think Ray Ray can go over there and sell dope?
Nah, they soon as see Ray Ray's face through there, they gonna be like, get out of here. You know, they gonna be checking as soon as you walk through there.
Yeah. Now if you look at this word community, but catch the bottom, the back of this word, what do you see? Unity. Integrity. What do we stand for? What do we believe in? Why is it, like K-Ray was saying earlier on the phone, we come together for everything else, but when it comes to this, and when it comes to, let's talking about helping the hood turn into a community, we don't want to do that. What's your take on that, K-Ray?
Oh man, you know, it's one thing us trying to look out here and look to see what somebody else doing. And it's another thing when you take the plank out of your own eye so that you can help your brothers, so that you can develop a community that you know that can inspire somebody. You know, like somebody I want to get out of here. See them folks over there on the other side, they want to stay where they are. Most of us, we try to get out and go to Frisco, Duncanville, DeSoto, and all them get hooded out. You just steady go running further and further away from what the real problem is, which is us. We should just stay in our own communities, and, you know, rebuild. You know, go back and with like you said earlier, with integrity. You know, unity, integrity. You know, good decision making, honesty. You know, without integrity.
In the hood, we got. You can't even drive your car down the street without falling in the pothole.
Oh man!
You got trash all over, like K-Ray was saying. You got crack bags, needles, all children in the field playing around that stuff. All they got to do is pick up a needle, stick it in their arm, mess around and get AIDS or something. And then the question comes into play. Next street, you got 6 churches on one street. What are they doing? So really, are we saying we got a community, or we gonna continue to say we really just living in the hood? Because last time I checked, the community come together.
Oh yeah.
We come together and help each other. It's ignorance and stupidity what's killing us right now. And a lot of us, we always talking about where we need to get the streets fixed. Look at the bus stop, sign all turned over. But in the community over here, beautiful. Police on every corner. Pretty neighborhood, no trash. We talking about doing stuff, but when it comes to putting them foot down and going to work and actions, where is that, K-Ray?
A lot of talking and a lot of being selfish. You know, people. You know, we're not looking, and it'll be so much better for everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Instead of just sitting around where you sleeping at, you taking dumps. You know what I'm saying? Right where you sleeping at.
Man.
You know, that only leads to infestation, you know, bacteria, you know what I'm saying, bad things, you know. It don't lead to nothing good. You know, in a community that wants to see everybody, you know, grow. You know, not saying we not looking to be a referee judge and trying to tell somebody what to do to their yard. You know, I don't like homesteading and nothing like that. I'm talking about like it used to be. You know, when your granny or somebody down the street seeing you out there, you know, they had just as much authority as your grandmother or your mother. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, you want to see something done in these streets, in this community, but you ain't into nothing. You don't even go to your children's parent conference, you know, after school and just see what's going on with the schooling and everything like that.
Yeah.
You know, we hitting potholes in the street. You got all your old abandoned houses sitting around over here.
Somebody else gonna get raped in.
And we see them, you know, but hey, I'm taking care of mine. I ain't worried about all that. But you see, these is where your baby's gonna be running and want to ride their bike around in. You know, it's one thing I see too is a lot of these. You see a lot of sex offenders around neighborhoods, around homes. But then again, you see how these apartment people are getting paid to have sex offenders and house the sex offenders around certain areas. You know. There's a lot going on around in your neighborhood. It's a lot of wicked people.
Yeah.
So, but you know, when a community comes together, you know, it's like
unity.
You in another land, in another country, still claiming United States. It's just like the United States over in Iraq, they got their own ambassador, U.S. ambassador over there, and that's the U.S. Anything you do there is what you do here, and it's like you're doing it to us in the U.S. So, you know, it's just like just having your own little ambassador, you know, right here sitting, right? You know, you got all this going on around you, man, because, you know, people not going to be, you know, come together like that. Some people like chaos and trouble and all that going on just so they can have something going on. But, you know, you as a community, if that's what you want, you got to, like you say, don't talk about it, you got to be about it. Come out and stand up and speak on the YouTube, go out in the streets, talk to the barbershop ladies, go out, you know, to the council meetings. Sometimes they have them all the time, you know. But
we ain't doing this video to down us black people. We doing this as another wake up call, you know, because we love everybody. We want to bring out some points so we can quit walking around here with this blame game. I know a lot of us want, well, the white folks got everything and the white man, they got it going on. But what are we doing? It's a term K-Ray always say, we need to quit walking around there talking about, this all I know. That's all you want to know is selling dope, smoking weed, pants sagging, baby mama drama, baby daddy drama, child support. It's a better way. But this is what go on in the hood. Projects or the ghetto, Section 8 homes. I'm waiting on this check, the WIC. I'm waiting on this. Not to down nobody, but is that the lifestyle you want to live the rest of your life off of? When one day that child gonna get grown, what you think about that, K-Ray?
Oh man, it starts in the house. It starts from the hood. We in the hood. We in the neighborhoods. We in the hood. It starts inside the house. That's why I say, you know, for me and my household, we gonna serve the Lord.
Serve the Lord.
We serve the Lord. So when they come out, I don't expect nothing else but that. You know, we hear some other things, and that's part of parenting too. Discipline. You gotta discipline your children. Don't go to school and have to have them discipline, or come out here on the streets and have the police have the discipline. You know, it's gonna have to happen, or you gonna have these delinquent children. You know, you got ignorant. You know, and then you know, and we look at things as these curses or whatever. You know, that's all they know. They come out of the house. You know, there was babies walking around with Parmesan bottles in their hand.
Come on.
You know, now I seen this and the mamas and the daddies, you know, calling them out their name, little girls, you know, calling them female dogs, and they don't even know what that is yet. But then when they grow up, that's all they gonna answer to. You know, is that, and that's how they gonna speak. But see, you know, that spreads out, that bleeds out into the community. You know, but then, you know, it has to be somewhere, you know, where the community come together, where they can have some kind of outreach and you know, and help these, you know, children grow. You know, because we missing fathers, mothers. You know, we out here by ourselves, and then all we seen was our mama hit the crack pipe, or come out of old walk truck over there, you know, with a pocket full of money, you know, or about $5 or something, you know. But you know, for real, you know, it starts in the hood. It starts in that.
This is all we need right here.
That's it.
I told K-Ray earlier, in the hood, most young black men are gonna have one of these.
Oh yeah.
A gun before they have a textbook. Why you think them children in the community are so much smarter? Because they feed this. They college is already, college fund is already set up. Why am I saying that? Because Genesis taught us. Me and K-Ray talked about this on the phone. As you are a parent, your marriage, you leave inheritance to your children. This is what most young black men are being left. Crack, gun, how to sell dope. And I'm not saying this to be funny, y'all, but I'm thinking about, I don't know if y'all are familiar with Dick Gregory. A lot of people can't stand the way that man talk, but Dick Gregory lays it out there like it is. And Dick Gregory was born in 1932, so he knows a whole lot about life. But he made a statement about his mom, and he said, K-Ray, I want you to tell me what you think about this. He said he watched his mama bust her butt working 2 or 3 jobs, but not to put her kids through college, but working 2 or 3 jobs just to make sure they had a good holiday. He said he looked back now on how ignorant his mom was, while the other people are leaving their kids inheritance. He said my mama wasn't working, I think it was 6 of them, for us to be left around and go to college and have a good life for our kids, but for us to play a part of something that was fake, like a white Santa Claus. And I thought about all the years later, we still getting broke at holidays. We taking our first month rent check and having rent parties, and it's the first of the year, but we won't have a New Year's Eve party. What do you think about that, K-Ray?
Oh man, I think,
woo, man.
You know, you keep on you keep on doing the same thing, or keep on getting the same results. I mean, you don't have to keep on working 3 jobs.
Come on.
You know, if you just working for the holidays, you know, this all comes together with just being ignorant a lot of times. You know, we don't want to look for a better way because we got our way a lot of times, and our way just feel right to us. So we've been doing it for so long. That's why a lot of people and men and women are in bad relationships. Because I've been doing this, I've been with him so long. It's all there you go. That's all I know. That this is what I know. This is the best that I'm used to. You know, and a lot of times you won't grow. You won't keep on complaining about what's going on, because you already know what you got before you got it. Because 9 times out of 10, that person showed themselves, but you just didn't want to realize that's what it was.
Yeah.
Now just dug in there, but that's just how it is. But you know, these holidays, man, ain't really, you know, what you call them, these broke days, these broken days, you know, that's all it is, you know. And now they got the Black Fridays, and you got them on Saturdays, and now you got a month before then, you know, they're just trying to get some money out of your pocket. And we were talking about this earlier, that it's so many lies on the television, you know, just to get that money out of your pocket. You know, they make all these commercials look good and all this going on, and you got the date chat lines, and you got they want to sell you some type of hair growth product or juice supposed to be the best. But then, you know, when it come down to it, you know, they're trying to sell you some kind of telephone service. You know, then you get in here is more than what commercials say. You know, it's just a whole bunch of lies and stuff that goes on. You know, and it all feeds into these little broke days. You know, they just try to get that money out of your pocket, and we be the first fool jumping up saying they got a $5 off. You know, running up somewhere and you working 3 jobs to provide, you know, for that $5 off sale that you're trying to get to. But hey, we talking about it, but you gotta be about it. You know, we can talk about it all day long, sit over here, but we need more. We need some soldiers that sit around it and trying to, you know, better the community. You know, a lot of us came from nothing, you know, and nowadays, you know, just being blessed and having the ability, you know, to come around and try to help the community. You know, still having the same mind, you know what I mean, and a healthy body to be able to, you know, come out and try to outreach to the community, man. And that's something powerful, you know. And, you know, God blesses that. He will bless that charity or community. You know, just like a union with marriage. You know, we all coming on one accord. You come with everything you got, all your troubles, everything you got. You come to the community because you know that they coming to with some godly wisdom. You know, with what God is talking about now. I don't know what kind of community some of these other people is in with, all this funny stuff going on. Mm-hmm. So you might be up in Cedar Hill, so you another kind of community. Mm-hmm. I mean, what's got Cedar up there, Cedar Hill. Then you might be over there in Cedar Springs. Instead of you in another kind of community. You know what I'm saying? But even that community, you see them bonding together. Yeah. You know, a lot of times, you remember a while back when homosexuals used to get beat up. Mm-hmm. Now they come together, police and everything come just like over in Highland Park. They all come together to watch so they won't get beaten, killed no more. Mm-hmm. Over there in that community. And that's all they doing right now with that. And with everything else that you feel like, you know, just going against what God's will. They all come together, you know, to fight against whatever. Just like we should be sitting right here coming together, fighting for Christ, you know, fighting for the Lord, fighting for the marriage, fighting for the community, fighting for the children, you know, and fighting for one another. Because us as brothers especially, we put each other down every time. I don't know why, but that's what it is.
That's why we go back to that word, unity. You know, unity also means being on one accord. It means undivided. It means unbroken, being together strong, the state of, what is the definition when you look at it online, the state or quality of being one. Now, once again, we got more than one church on every street. If the neighborhoods is hurting this bad, K-Ray, if everybody on the inside of the church is so saved and sanctified like they say, why we ain't getting outside these buildings? Because in every hood, there's the drunk man. There's the prostitute lady trying to make it. There's that little child waiting on his daddy to come home. Yeah. So the question is, where the church at? Why ain't no unity in the church?
Church hat. They sitting in there, you know, plotting on how to get your money too.
Whew.
Ain't that bad? Plotting on, they ain't worried about. They worried. You know what? Even when you be in you gotta worry about your outside.
Come on.
How you just worried? You worried about your inside? Talking about inside the church. Now the other way around, we ain't thinking about our inside. We thinking about outside, what we showing, what we see, what everybody can see off of me. Yeah. They see how I dress, they see how I look, they see how I act. But what's on the inside, that's gonna come out of you, and the Lord knows it. But it's backwards in the church.
Yeah, and we not talking about everybody church, y'all, because there's some churches up that's really doing good. Yeah. I don't know where they at. But K-Ray said something earlier. He said in the community, you don't see this. You're not going to go in the community and see some preacher in the pulpit begging every Sunday. All these bake sales, all these musicals, all these revivals. You know why? Because it's not a whole lot of churches in the community. I know, as a matter of fact, where I go to church at in Forney, it's one big church out there, First Baptist. They come together, they feeding the homeless all the time, not just on Thanksgiving. And when you said that, K-Ray, you made me think about this, because out of all these, we done took up enough money. We done took up enough money. We done took up enough money in this hood alone to build $1 million church or $1 billion church. But we taking this money and trying to make ourselves get rich.
Yeah.
Now I want to know. I want you to answer me this. If we keep on preaching these feel good sermons, brother, get you whooping and hollering, Christ returning soon, brother. Well, if he coming soon, why we keep taking up all this money?
Whoa.
What, we can't take it with us? Go ahead and get the flow.
Everything gonna burn. And once you hear it, you live your life right now, the best, you know, to the best of your ability. And then and everything you leave behind gonna burn, and they gonna spend it, or it's just gonna be, you know, in the end days it's gonna spoof. You don't need, it's no more need. The perfect is gonna arrive. He said the perfect is here. It ain't no use for your gifts. It ain't no use for your money. It ain't no use for your clothes, and everything gone. And everything is gonna be known. All wisdom is gonna be. Everything gonna be known. You know, ain't no use for your knowledge. Ain't no use for, you know, none of that stuff. So that's it. When you're gone, you're gone. So
this is our answer right here to how to straighten up the hood. But you know what? We ain't gonna pick it up. We ain't gonna read it. I remember this old lady told me a story one time. Her granddaughter was going to college, struggling, and she gave her a Bible way bigger than this K-Ray. It was probably about up to her, one of them old Bibles. And she always told her, she said, baby, when you go to college and times get hard, you get to struggling. She said, pick this up and read, study, because everything you need to know is in this Bible. And she would take the Bible, throw it under the bed, get in a little financial situation. She get to crying. Then she got to the point where she couldn't pay the rest of her tuition or something like that. And she was about to get put out, K-Ray. And she remembered what Grandma told her. She picked the Bible up from up under the bed. She needed about $5,000. And she said, Grandma told me every time I go through something. For the first time in her life, she picked the Bible up, and every page had $1,000 on it. And she remembered what her grandmother said. She said everything you needed to know was in this Bible. Part is, how we gonna do better if we don't know better?
Oh.
Go ahead, K-Ray.
How we gonna do better if we don't know better?
How?
That's the question I just asked it the other day. If you don't know it, how you gonna perform it? I said, if you don't know ever, just like with Noah, if you never ever knew what rain looked like, how you even call it rain? You ain't had no name for it. What is that? If you don't know,
and here go the other problem. When a brother or a sister gets successful and they make it out the hood, oh brother, you forgot about us. Now since K-Ray, if he make it out the hood, he's a sellout. Why he a sellout? Because he want to give his two daughters a better life. Now he's a sellout. This is what's wrong with us. What you say about them crabs in the bucket earlier?
Oh yeah, we don't help each other. We try to pull each other down. But before then, why you want to go, to Sambuca somewhere? That's because there's no community. The hood is overriding the community. We going all type of ways. We in it to win it. It ain't about unity. It's not about that. Wow. So when he do shoot up out of there, it's because you see a lot of them on the other side. They still go back there to the million. That's why they $1 million houses. Cause they come back. They take care of their area. We got to go somewhere else and mess somebody else stuff up. Oh man, does it get too many of us with that hood mentality? What comes next? Destruction. I don't care how pretty your neighborhood is. You can eat off the floor. You can eat off the streets.
Come on.
Give it a couple of years. You can go build new apartments. Give it a couple of years with this hood mentality.
Come on.
That it's gonna come to destruction. That's it. Plain and simple, is improving time and time again. And then what's gonna happen is somebody gonna have to act, and somebody have to come in there and straighten it out. That's all it is. They want us to have that hood mentality to come and say and sag on you and sag your pants and do all these things that make believe people do.
That's why I ain't never understood why in the hood we fight each other.
Oh, yeah.
Don't none of us own none of this stuff.
Man.
Every time you cut on the news, Lil Johnny done shot Bobo and they on the same block.
Oh, he growed up with Bobo. That was a good friend.
See, a neighborhood is a collection of people, we can say, like the definitions say, geographically bound by a physical or official destination, such as a street or border. That's why we look at it, K-Ray, community is bigger than the hood. But see, we both be big right here. Just because we don't have a whole lot like the community, man, our heart's supposed to be so big that it overrides all this mess that we see, man. Because it ain't about where we came from, it's about where we're going. But the thing is, how we gonna know where we're going if we don't even know where we came from? But when you look at the community, it don't require physical boundaries. But as members, they work together to produce what? Something good.
Right.
You can't produce nothing hardly good in the hood when it's all negative. But there is some good in the hood because everybody in the hood ain't bad. Everybody ain't selling dope. You actually got honest people working hard you know, trying to make a way. But then as soon as they try to work hard, they got to worry about the one that stay behind them, kicking their back door and stealing everything they got. We can't get ahead.
Oh, no.
Go ahead, Doc.
Nah, they ain't never get ahead with that mentality. That crab in a barrel syndrome. We go back to the Willie Lynch thing. Come on now.
There it is.
What we do to each other?
Over 300 years, man.
What do we do to each other? Like I said earlier, you see your man down, and you can pick him up, and you ain't gonna do it. You see a man about to fall off the ladder, you gonna kick the ladder because he about to come up. Ain't that something? Woo! That's like cold-blooded. That's cold-blooded. But we do that to each other all the time. Matter of fact, you can be. Oh man, let's go. We all need to step up our own and do what we say we going. You know, for the good. For, you know, even you don't even have to believe in God to have good morals. You know, to do good things, to see that something needs to change. You don't even have to believe in God to say that something ain't right about this. But even though if you don't know it, that was instilled in you through God. That's that void that needs to be filled with God. Even though you don't know that, you don't believe in God, but you don't know that. But it's something about some wicked people. It's something about wicked people. They don't care about this. They don't care about the surroundings, about the rats eating on the rats. They don't care about that. They can sit around and do things and be satisfied and with a clear conscience. It just is a shame that we see these things and we go against each other as brothers like this. We can't sit back as brothers and instead of having these colorful conversations about, you know, Buddha, you know, we can go back and discuss this community. We can discuss what that book at, with all that money in it. I'm talking about the Bible. Where that good book at, so we can get that good knowledge, that wisdom that we need to carry us through this life right here. But nah, we more worried about, you know, we more studied on Illuminati than we are Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John.
Well, look out now.
We more studied up on the Quran than we are when Jesus Christ and 10 Commandments. We don't even know about Samson, but we know about what TT and them at over at the strip club, and we can tell you all about that neighborhood, and we can tell you about the vice lords. Cause
we not renewing our mind.
That's it. So how can you say yeah, I believe in God? You know, that's easy to say. That's easy and that's safe.
You say that, don't you?
Yeah, that's easy. and it's another thing to say that, yeah, I believe in Jesus Christ, I accept him as my Lord and Savior. It's easy to, you can say that with your mouth. You know, you go ahead and say that, but where's the action? You be sitting in these churches 30, 40 years and you ain't lift your hand to help out your neighbor. You ain't help your brother.
So you know what's even sad? You just made me think about, not only do the hood never grow, but the churches in the hood never grow.
That's it.
Why? Because you got the same people in position. I'm not talking about everybody at church, but the majority. Year after year, you still got the same church with the same raggedy floor, same raggedy roof, same man begging for money until he died and somebody else come on with the same old thing. Because we are not really being taught how to be blessed. Once again, like K-Ray said, I gotta hold it up, man, because I'm gonna hold it up because this is our life right here. These basic instructions right here. The hood can change, but the hood don't want to change, and the change gonna start right here. Me just talking and K-Ray talking. See, K-Ray just talking. He's doing something. He's ministering. He's going out talking to people about it. But it's gonna take more than two of us. Like we always say about that rope. See, if I'm trying to pull that heavy load by myself, I can only go so far. But when K-Ray put his two hands on top of mine and we pull it together, then many man join in, and everybody else join in, oh, that thing gonna be easy to pull. But you know what we're doing? Pulling away from each other. Two oxes in the field. You ever see them try to pull away from each other?
Man, that's a battle, man.
That's a battle. They ain't really going nowhere. Just like what you said, the crabs in the bucket. I wonder what happened to K-Ray if one would get to the top and he actually just tip on over. You think he'll come back for the rest? I think he would have the mentality that I done been there so long, they're going to have to come up like I did.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. I said same thing going on there.
But like you said, we too busy feeding our mind with this. This is what you gonna see in the hood: John Madden, PlayStation, Xbox,
that's what I'm tired of seeing.
All I know,
sorry, brother.
Nigga this, nigga that. This girl told me last week, I'm getting so tired of people calling me a hoe and calling me bitch. That ain't my name. You know what I told her, K-Ray? I said, I don't care what they call you. I said, let's just say this room right here, if we had 10 women in here, and I say hoes. Now, if you stand up, who told you to stand up? You see what I'm saying? If my point is, if somebody yell out something, what you standing up answering to it for? You can call me whatever you want to call me, but if I don't answer to you, don't look at me stupid when I don't answer to you. Man. My point is, ladies, we know, even if you ain't living that lifestyle, some of us as men, we gon' look at that bitch over there, look at that hoe over there. That's what they do in the hood. We talking about the hood, let's keep it real in the hood. I'm gonna get that hoe. Well, you ain't gotta present yourself like a hoe or look like a hoe. Or be a hoe. But it ain't about what they call you, it's about what you answer to. It's what K-Ray teaching his little daughters right now. Talk about it, K-Ray. What would you tell these young daughters out here, man?
Well, you got a long way to go. And then the road that's being paved right now is being more difficult. Now you got, like we talked about a long time ago on Blog Talk, you got these women trying to rape the women or sleep with the women now. You got the roles being reversed. You got these sorry men that sleeping on them. They want the women to go to work and while they stay home playing the John Madden. You know, they got a long way to go. But where's the fathers that's leading the daughters? And what type of fathers are they? What kind of mind? What kind of mentality do you have? What do your daughters see? You know, what type of man are they seeing now that they're making in the mold that they saying that, oh, this is the type of man that I should have when it is time for me to marry, when it is time for me to settle down, you know, and set that foundation. You know, and you gotta roll right now. That's gonna be tough, just like for black men. But see, the black men want to be black women, and that's backwards. So now you gotta roll where you gotta go to school, you gotta have the babies, you gotta cook. You got to go through the mental stress and then go through what the man do and all this thing. You got to go through all this, and then when you go to the work world, they looking at you as the weaker, you know, vessel, and you also got to go through that thing with the man. So you got to stay prayed up. You got to keep that man, the Lord in your life, you know. And if it's time for a man of God to come to you, got to open up too and not carry no baggage with you.
There it is.
From you not having a father. Or you be going through some bad things. You know, it was a lady that was being stalked. She was stalked by this man for 5 years, but after this, back then, I guess it was back in 85, 95. You couldn't. It wasn't domestic violence laws are not like they were now. Right now, I can call from St. Louis to Dallas and call on somebody in Dallas saying they're getting beat. You know, that man or that woman is going to jail, and the state gonna pick up that case. But back then, the police were telling them, "Oh, you got pushed out the car, so we can't do nothing." So the lady riding 80 miles an hour got pushed out the car in the desert. So there ain't nothing you can do about it. You see, we got a lot. You got to keep your mind on the Lord's will, and then everything else. He said, keep your mind. He said, first seek me, and all these things, everything else. It'll add on to you. It's for you. You know, you want it for you. And everything else, you don't have to worry about sinning against yourself, or messing up, going backtracking, going, you know, walking around the desert over and over again. And right over here is the land flowing with milk and honey. Have you ever been lost? You know, 9 times out of 10, if you were lost, that street you passing by that street 2 and 3 times. You just didn't know where you were going.
Pick it up. Go on, pick it up. There it is. And I'll go back to that, don't it?
This is going to tell you where you going. Okay, you got a bad daddy, but you got the good father.
Woo! Boy, come on.
And that's just what that is. And for, like I say, women, you got a hard road, a long way to go. It's going to seem like some days longer than others, but as long as you go and you stay prayed up, keep that faith, and keep the faith, you know. And
which one going to give you eternal life? This one or that one? That's for our gangsters out there. I know they listen.
Hood.
We ain't condemning you. We want you to be changed because you're still in the hood. K-Ray, how many times did you have one of these?
Man, a couple times. I remember, and then like I said, a while back when I was on the other end of that thing now.
Woo!
And I seen the fire blaze up out of that thing, and by two of them. And it wasn't, you know what I'm saying? I think that then it wasn't like I kept on living after years and years, but then after I go, like I said, you go after a while, you know, when you get to yourself, you think about things like that. And the only one who was there for me was the Lord. You know what? I wasn't about 10 yards away from these guns, and it wasn't nothing but the Lord that had these pistols miss me. He had another plan for me. He got another plan for you. The reason why you got out there, burned the house, or got out that car, that red car, got shot and went out and lived and was able to walk away. You know, next time you might not be able to walk away. You're going to meet your maker. You know, you don't lay your bed. You don't reap what you don't sow. Do not be mocked. God is not deceived. A man reap what he sowed. Man reap what he sowed. So, you know, we ain't worried about what these people saying that God ain't this and Jesus ain't that. You know, we ain't worried. God not. You know, we can be deceived, but God, you can't deceive God.
Come on.
You know, when the final time, when the big picture is open up to you and your eyes is open, then what would you gonna say then? Are you gonna go with the man, or you gonna go with the D-man, the demon, devil, Satan, Lucifer? And he is real. And it's a place for all of them. They call it the lake of fire. And we know what death is. So why you thinking that you finna go burn up? You might burn up, but you ain't gonna burn up like you in hell. But you want, but that's, you know, we going on the hood in the community, and that is relevant to the hood because you gotta find a resting place. And like I said, everything else gonna burn, so you gotta get that life right now. Oh man, in the community. Just another tool to be used to help other people come to Christ or come to their full potential, you know. But we don't have that. We have nothing to lean on. Lean on me.
Come on.
Who we got to lean on? The crackheads. And a lot of times they give you good advice. No, I know one guy. Everyone gave me some good advice. Man, but who do we have to lean on?
Some of them crackheads and drunks and prostitutes are old lawyers, judges, teachers. Who are we to look down on?
But the thing about this, you know, when you run out there, you run into a lot of wicked people. So you see a lot of demons, you see a lot of people out here, you know, and give you some and some of this, but for their own purpose. You know, or they give you something and tell you don't believe in the Bible. So you gotta say, oh, it's all good, but I'm a person about the elements. You know, just what you put out is what you get in. You ain't gotta believe in God and Jesus. See, there's nothing wrong with being moral. You see, like I said, you don't have to believe in God to be moral, you know, or Jesus to be moral. Everybody, you can have some kind of morals. But the thing is, what kind of morals do you have?
I was talking to this brother. Boy, hey, this is real talk video. Hey, if it's a little longer, y'all bear with it. But I was talking to this brother the other day, man, and we got to talking about, and we hold it up again. And he said, I don't care nothing about that. He said, I don't believe in the Bible. And I asked him, I said, I understand that, brother, because we always at a point where we used to believe. I said, but what's your reason why you don't believe? He said, because I look at the lifestyle of a Christian. Woo! That's what I said. I said, run that by me one more time. He said, I look at the lifestyle of a Christian. He said, everybody I know that call themselves a Christian, they won't forgive, they won't love. They still getting high, they still getting drunk. He said, my boy a Christian, but he run more hoes than I do. He said, so why would I want to serve your God? So now that young man think he doing it all on his own. And how hard is it for us to tell the truth when a Christian keeps, I'm not talking about everybody, I know I got to make that point, but that's his belief because he see what the Christians is doing. And he said the last time he went to church, the Christians was fighting each other physically, deacon versus another deacon. But we quick to tell everybody to come to church. What's the use of coming to church if you ain't gonna get the church straightened out? Truth be told, there's a lot of hell on the inside of the building that need to be straightened up. What you think, K-Ray?
Yeah, I think the church is, you know, and a lot of times we expect that because when, like we all, you know, saints, we are who we come from when we come into that church. You know, we are who we are before we came to that church. Just because you went down in the water, don't mean you gonna come up. You know, you hear things, but like you say, you went down a dry demon, you came up a wet demon. You know, but you know all of this, but it's supposed to be a time of change. That's when it go back on that leadership. Now, who is leading? Who's leading you? You know, in your church. You know, because we come in as people as who we are. You know, and I always like to say, don't ever say that I got it. I said this, you gotta wait. I got something to do before I come to Christ. Now come as you are, and you know, like Paul said, you know, me as a man, I can't make this man change. What I do is I plant it, water it, and God gives the increase. So when we look at people in this church as saying what they doing and what they not doing, you know, first, like I always say, you're trying to be a Christian, take this out of your eye first so that you can help your brother, fellow Christian. See, a lot of people like to look at that and use it as an excuse, but you know what? People in the church ain't no different than nobody outside, because just people came on the inside trying to come in on the inside and renew their mind. And a lot of times they don't come just like that. So we going to see people like me, Brother Rowe, Pastor Douglas, do things, you know, but it don't mean that this person right here is just like this person who does not accept Jesus Christ as their Lord and Savior. Now the Bible teaches us that. So the first thing we must understand is don't let that bamboozle you, get you confused. That's another trick of the devil, to have people look in as me and my downfall. Now, but look at look what I do, you know, and for my community, for my children, for my brothers. You know, a lot of times. So, you know, we can go around and beat up on these folks all the time, just like the world will do. But what we should do with these Christians is pick them up off the ground, you know, and try to lift them back up. You know, and a lot of times we don't do that because it's in our nature not to. Well, we were born in the world, we're shaped in iniquity. We just bad.
And then when you try to, oh, brother, quit judging me.
That's another thing.
If you notice what K. Ray just said a minute ago, take the plank out. I gotta take the plank out of my eye before I look in his eye.
Whoa.
Because if you read that next scripture, that's what he said. He didn't say you don't never judge righteously. You don't rebuke. He said you just make sure you got yours straightened up first.
That's it.
But you know what?
Count for your own.
You can't rebuke a Christian nowadays. Let me put them back on because somebody got mad at me looking at them.
There you go.
I ain't talking about you, but just look at your one in your house sitting next to you. But y'all, we gonna unless K. Ray got something else to say, we gonna go ahead and close this thing out.
No, we did that hood and community, and in the hood, you know, it's all good. Cause ain't nobody really looking for a change. They satisfied with what they have. You know, that's why it's good. If you looking for something else, you don't have to go out to the hood and grow your communities. You know, the hood ain't changed since I left.
Oh, that's deep. It ain't changed since you left. Cause why? They cool with what they already have, but mad when the next brother or sister make it. You don't have to be like that. If you just happen to be looking at this video, it's a better way. And what's wrong with a change? Our way ain't never worked. Never worked. So if the Lord changes us for the best, and here go the #1 killer, somebody gonna hate on your change. Why God showing favor on this same man here who was doing the same thing they was doing? Well, I'll tell you why. Huh?
What that happened in church?
Oh man. But you know why God show favor? Because we don't understand the blessing and repentance. Why do you think he blessed David so hard? Same man that committed murder and adultery. Man, Bible said he was still a man after God's own heart. How can a man that commits something like that be a man after God's own heart? How can this man that used to do what he do, how can this man I used to do what I do, be a man after God's own heart? We repented. I don't want to say 360. Made a 180. But sometime in the 360, we wind back up in the same spot. So me and K-Ray, we did a 180, y'all. So I'm done. If K-Ray, you got anything else you want to add, bro?
To the next video next time.
As we always say, if we're going to pray, why worry? And if we're going to worry,
why pray?
Why pray? All right, y'all. Much love. I know some of y'all mad, but may the Lord bless you anyway. Truth hurt. Peace.